Our topic today is what's the only killing approved by the noble ones according to the Chetvā. In some places it's called Chetvā. In most places it's called Jhatvā. The same sutta, but it has two names. So Jhatvā literally means incinerated, incineration, destroy something by burning. So now it's a sort of a tricky topic when we say what's the only killing approved by the noble one. So that means, does that mean that the Buddha and all these noble arahants approve a sort of killing? Literally speaking, no. But metaphorically speaking, the metaphors, right? Metaphors. But metaphors, so there are different metaphors. Metaphorically speaking, yes. Okay, let's take a look at what is that killing like. So in Pali, in this sutta, there was a question raised by a certain deity. Kinsu Jhatvā sukhang seti, kinsu Jhatvā na sochati, kissassa eka dhammassa vadhang rochesi Gautamādi. Okay. At Savatthi, standing to one side, that Devata deity addressed the Blessed One in verse. Having slain or killed, what does one sleep soundly? So how does one get a good sleep? By killing something. What is that one thing that helps one get a sound sleep by doing that? Having slain or killed, what does one not sorrow? What's the one thing? Oh, Gautama. So Gautama is a name used for the Buddha, whose killing you approve. Okay. So now, having killed or slain, what does one sleep soundly? Having slain, what does one not sorrow? What's the one thing, O Gautama, whose killing you approve? The Buddha says, having slain or killed anger, one sleeps soundly. Having slain anger, having killed or slain anger, one does not sorrow. The killing of anger, O deity, with its poison root and honey tip. So the root is poison, so the root of anger is poison, and the tip of the anger is honeyed. So with its poison root and honey tip, this is the killing the noble ones praise. For having slain that, one does not sorrow. In Pali, kodang Jhatvā sukhang seti, kodang Jhatvā na sochati, kodhassa visamulassa maduraggassa devate, vadhang arya pasangsanti, tanghi Jhatvā na sochati. Okay. Now, the only one killing that is approved by the Buddha is killing anger. As I said at the beginning, this is a metaphorical use by the Buddha. So Buddha does not say we can kill, because when you literally understand, when you want to kill even anger, you have to be sort of angry, right? So being angry to kill anger. So it's not the meaning. So Buddha had to use different metaphors at his time when he was talking to different individuals, because these individuals, they come from different backgrounds. In this case, it was a deity. So deities were sort of a kind of a group of people, individuals who were enjoying extreme comforts, right? So when you are living in a society where there are a lot of comforts, people talk about killing as a normal, killing and those kind of things as a normal thing. It's not that uncommon. I guess it might have been the reason that related to the deity who asked the question like this. So anyways, now we know Buddha did not mean to kill anger in the literal sense, but from a metaphorical sense. But what is this anger? Now, this is the most important thing. What is anger? So, anger is an invisible snake. You know? So, anger can arise for different reasons. Sometimes, for most of the time, we become angry for unnecessary reasons, unjustified reasons, right? Unfair reasons, because we are always developing self-centeredness. So then we are angry. But sometimes, in terms of becoming a better person on different issues, let's say there's a public outcry about a bigger issue outside. Let's say somebody is doing a really bad thing, and that affects everybody. So people are really angry about this situation. They want to voice out about this issue. So we want to voice out. This is really bad. You guys shouldn't do this. So that can be an anger as well. And we don't justify it. But anger has different perspectives, aspects. We have to be very careful. What is this anger for? Why this anger arose? So those are different things to think about. But anyways, if any kind of anger arises, Buddha says there is a methodology to deal with that anger. What is it? As I mentioned to you, I guess, a couple of months ago, this methodology was coined in a Western-friendly way by Insight Meditation Society in the U.S. with a nice acronym we call RAIN, R-A-I-N, not the physical rain though. Each letter stands for something, R-A-I-N, R. When you are angry or whatever, when you are dealing with any kind of negative emotion, be this anger, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to recognize this is anger. Anger arose in me. The first thing we're going to do is anger arose in me. Now I know, like, anger is there in me for whatever the reason. And then accept. Now you know that anger arose in me to yourself, and then you're going to accept, yes, it was arisen in me. It was arisen in me, and I know it arose in me actually, and I accept. That's not the end. I stands for identification. Sorry, I'm giving bad meanings in this way. I means investigation. You're going to investigate this negative emotion, anger now. You recognize anger arose in you, and you accepted now, and then you're going to investigate in different aspects. Physically, the first point of interest to you is you're going to investigate this anger from a physical perspective. What's happening when you are angry? Puffing, and you feel like heavy.
Fight or flight.
Huh?
Fight or flight. It's the parasitic. In all animals, when they are afraid or they are angry, their parasitic system, it enables them, it secretes the hormones, so that they can run faster or they can fight more. And when there's too much of that, it's not good. You have more chances of developing cancer and things like that. You're always fight or flight mode.
It's like on a jumbo mood, right?
Jumbo mode.
It's like a jumbo, like it's like, high energy, super energy, but in a So you can investigate physically. That means anybody when we are dealing with this anger, in this case anger. So you're gonna recognize, and then you accept it and you investigate. Now the first thing is physically. So there are a lot of other things. You can't talk. Maybe you start to talk fast, and you don't respect other people. There's something wrong happening inside of you, and then you are moving your limbs, bodily parts differently, and you can talk sometime, and you can sleep. So there are a lot of physical things you can investigate. Why is it? Now I understand, we understand there's something wrong in my body. Investigate mentally. Now what kind of stuff happening mentally? Now when you are angry, you become jealous, you become indignant, you become lazy, you become talkative, you become gossiping. So like what kind of mental stuff going on? So you can investigate by mentally. Also by emotionally. Now when it is processed mentally, they become emotions, right? So we can investigate this angry thing emotionally. So physically, mentally, emotionally, and whatever the other ways you think you can notice, you can investigate this particular anger in this case. And then Buddha says the most important thing is this end part. End part means non-identification. Now what we do is that, let's say, now I am angry because there is an event that I am relating myself to. I am angry because of this. So this is the circumstance, the event, and it's me. I am angry because of that. So Buddha says you need to deconstruct the connection between the event and you. That's where you're going to practice this not self theory. Why am I angry? Because what's the relationship, what's the relation to this event and to me? And if it is for positive reason, I should find a different other way to approach this thing. There's no point of becoming this kind of angry. So Buddha says, Buddha didn't say rain, but the whole Buddhist teaching that Buddha talks to overcome anger is included in this acronym, RAIN. That's the thing that we need to take. Otherwise, people like you may not understand this thing because the teachings are loosely explained. So rain. So that's the anger Buddha says we need to incinerate. In other words, called destroy by burning. Like when incineration, like when someone dies, what happens in some religions, some cultures, they don't think they should bury this person body. They don't have any idea that this person will come back. So what they do is they sometimes burn this body. In some cultures, in some religions, they have a belief that when you burn the dead body, the individual's spirit won't come back, won't harass us. In some cultures, it is something that some people may have in some cultures. So, but I don't know. It is the main reason why people do that thing, but it has different other aspects too.
What's that? The spirits will not come back to.
Some people believe that when the dead body is burned, that dead body does not have the same power, to be as a ghost, to be as a kind of a spirit who can come and then harass you. So it's kind of a belief. Like in Sri Lanka, I know when some bad people, they kill some animals. It's not good to kill. It's really bad, but they kill. And not everybody, some people. So they suggest they need to burn the dead body of the animal, and otherwise the animal may not in the sense of kind of a cremation, but they also have a belief that the animal can keep the anger and can take revenge after you. So I'm thinking they are not really relevant things to this talk anyway. So incineration has a point that the individual who pass away, when people burn the dead body, some people, they have a belief that the spirit of the dead body will not come back and then do anything. So that's one belief. So I feel like when Buddha says you need to incinerate anger, that means you need to completely destroy it. That's the point. So when you have the incineration, then your anger doesn't have any opportunity to bother you that much. So that's the point. So when you don't have anger, then you can sleep peacefully. We really need to sleep peacefully. Sometimes when we go to sleep, we can't sleep. A lot of things popping up in the mind. What happened? Somebody did something. Somebody did something, and maybe I'm gonna revenge, take revenge next time. Maybe some political things, different things. What about like happiness and sorrow? It all depends anger. So Buddha always says anger is what we need to incinerate. That means kill or slain, but not in the literal aspect, but in the metaphorical approach. So metaphorical approach is very interesting. Buddha had to use these metaphors depending on the people who ask questions. Now, when there was a time Buddha had to, walk nearby a paddy field, there was a farmer who insulted the Buddha. He said, "You guys are just requesting food without doing any job, any work. We are hardworking people. You guys have to, make a living. Otherwise, we just, bring in the bowl and they're requesting food from other people. That's not nice. We have to work." And Buddha said, "I also farm as you." He said, "But I don't see any tools with you. Where is your crops? Where is your other tools that are relevant to the farming?" Buddha said, "I have a different way of interpreting, my tools." He said, "Saddha bija." My crops mean trust. If you don't have trust, you can't build upon your life. Tapo vutti, and you guys expecting rain, but my rain is a menace. He has a different way of expressing that. So in that way, Buddha was using metaphors. So he had to use metaphors because some people don't understand the real the intended meaning just with the literal words. I mean, that happens in our normal life too, right? When you talk to some people, they don't understand. Maybe they don't care about what you're saying. But when you bring up a different version of that thing, oh, is that? Maybe a narrative form, maybe a different. So there are, I think, different ways of approaching people. But we should not take the literal meaning as it is. Otherwise, some people might understand, "Oh, Buddha said to kill someone." No, it was a metaphorical usage. And Buddha said, if you want to incinerate, that's anger. So it's really harmful. And Buddha said, you can sleep peacefully, you can wake up sleepfully. In one other sutta, you can have no nightmares when you sleep. Your mind gets concentrated as fast as you may not expect. Your physical appearance will start to get really nice. You don't need to make up a lot. And you are danger-free, you are risk-free, because you are then developing the opposite of anger, right? When you incinerate your anger all the time, when it comes, when it pops up, you recognize, accept, investigate, and then not identify. Then what happens at the same time is you are developing loving kindness. So that's what happens, and then you are getting all these good, nice, comfortable benefits according to the sutta called Jhatva Sutta, as given by the Buddha. Okay, any questions?
Yes, the N in rain stands for non-what?
I'm sorry?
The N?
Non-identify.
Non-identify.
Yes.
So deconstructing the link between this thing that makes
The
you angry
particular event and us.
and deconstructing the link
Deconstruct. Yes.
That is not identifying this source of anger with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Because we are getting angry because we already identified.
We are,
We already identify that there is a link, that I needed to have a link. That's why we became angry. So we're going to cut down on that. You may not be able to, you know, deconstruct right away, but at least you are cutting down on it. Slowly, over time, you get to know it. You know, oh, this is not good. Sometimes these things are not overnight stuff. It takes time. Sometimes it's easier, sometimes not. It depends.
It's certainly not overnight. So there was a metaphor. Buddha said that anger is a pin with poison and honey at the tip.
Yeah.
So this metaphor for anger like that, what is the relevance to this metaphor? Like this pin. Is there anything practical we can do with that metaphor?
Well, I think we shouldn't concern that much about the metaphor. Metaphor is just a metaphor. It's just an attempt to you know, interpret what is it like. So the most important thing is, are we really able to understand the method of you know, killing anger? That's the most important thing. And he sort of like asked us to pay attention to the you know, the construction of the anger. It is like you know, it's with its poison root. The root of the anger is poison all the time. The root, which is highly rooted, it's poison, and the tip is very honeyed. So like, you don't ever think that it's problematic because it's honeyed, right? But the root is poison. When it's poison, that means with a lot of defilements, and the tip is honey. So this may be this is a metaphor. So we don't take it as a big deal, but we understand the nature of anger is like that. The root is poisonous, and the tip is honey. So it's dangerous. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on it. That's the thing.
I understand the reason for the metaphor.
Yeah.
Because we tend to beat anger as if we want to go there, because there's the honey that is
On the tip.
appealing,
Yeah.
and the tip is appealing,
Because we always
but the thing is dangerous.
validate our anger. That's also very important. We always, when we are angry, what a lot of people do is that, oh yeah, this is very fair. I need to be angry. So that's what we need to understand by the honey tip. So the tip of anger is very honeyed. So it's honey. Right? It's true. We need to be like this, and we need to go ahead by being more angry, you know, in the future. But the root is poisonous. We never know where it will take us.
So what would be nice is if there were some process, some defined process to deconstruct the link between the source of anger and ourselves, like a way to deconstruct it, like where you do chop, karate chop, the link breaks
Yeah.
it, or you take a fire.
Not like a fire crew, you know, not like the fire crew who can do it, you know.
No,
I feel like what we need to do is stay mindful all the time. If we stay mindful, like we can practice a breath meditation all the time, but when we walk, we know what we are doing, eat, talk. When we practice mindfulness to a enough level, an adequate level of mindfulness, then of course we don't get taken over by anger. Now, this is something Buddha talks about to someone who is already angry. What about people who are not that much angry all the time? They are okay, still okay. So for those people, you know, become more mindful. I mean, keep being mindful in the long run, and you are okay. But if you already angry for a certain reason, you need to incinerate it because it's problematic, you know. So the advice is stay mindful, and then you understand the source of anger, why anger arises, and also what can you do to the recent anger. So then all these things. So there are people who have no anger at this point. There are people who don't try to understand the source of anger. There are people who are already affected by the anger. There are people who are planning to be angry in the future. So there are different sort of people, but there are ways for all of these people, right? So rain is for someone who already become angry.
Yeah.
Mindfulness is something for everybody who is not angry at this point. So it's something like that, you know. There's always a way out. Okay. So if there are no more questions, we're gonna wrap this up by sharing good karma with the deities and the departed people. May all the good karmas we've been accumulating so far be shared by all the departed relatives passed away in the name of all of us. May they be happy and peaceful. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idam me ñāti Sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. May all the good karmas be shared by all the kind deities who protect all of us. May they bless and protect all of us for good health, long life, and all the good prosperity, especially on this Thanksgiving Day. We've been thankful to all the things around beyond us. And may the deities also be happy and peaceful. May the deities also attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata cha ammehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva sabba sampatti sindhya. Ittavata cha ammehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata cha ammehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu patti siddhya. Akasattha cha bhummatta deva naga punyantang anumoditva tuloka sasanang. Akasattha cha bhummatta deva naga punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu desanang. Akasattha cha bhummatta deva naga mahiddhika anumoditva chirang rakkantu mang paranti. Finally, let's make a great wish. May all the good karmas we've been collecting so far help all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana siddhis niccang vaddapachayino chattaru vaddhanti ayuvannu sukhang balang ayurarugya sampatti sagga sampatti ato nibbana sampatti iminati samicchatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, so as a respect, we're going to bow down 3 times.